Hey everybody, Joe Kelly here. Thank you for joining me again for yet another video on creativity. If you're new to the channel, welcome. And if you've been here a couple of times before, thanks for coming back. It's good to have you. In a perfect world, I was trying to post a video every 2 weeks on a Wednesday. And the first time I nailed it, and the second time, not so much. Well, you know, because of this. We live and learn, right? But that said, it struck me that a lot of people probably are doing their creative work on the weekends. That's certainly when I spend most of my time cutting these videos. So as we head into the weekend, I thought it might be nice to just shake the creative tree, kick you in your artistic butt, and remind you that there is somebody out here who wants to see what you are going to create. So without further ado, welcome to 5 Minute Fridays. Let's begin. So a few videos in now, and I'm learning just how much time it takes to produce one of these things. And that is not a complaint. I love doing them, I'm having a blast, but it's got me thinking about time and how we use it. Let's put 5 minutes on the clock. Boom. It doesn't matter if you want to be a writer, a dancer, a stand-up comedian, or somebody who paints masterpieces on grains of rice. Time is the most important resource for your creative work. We all need time to think, to breathe, to let creative ideas come to us. Then we need more time to actually take those ideas and translate them into work, to hone our craft, to finish a project, and then put it out into the world. Without time, you are stuck on the starting blocks and you're never gonna get anything out.
You are tripping, dude. It's money. Money fixes everything. Make it rain.
Of course, money makes things easier. But there is a budget option for almost every art form out there. Tolstoy wrote his novels by hand. So does Spike Lee today. You can film a movie on your phone. There is always a way. More importantly though, you can always figure out a way to make or save money. You cannot save time. Time is a non-renewable resource. It's limited, and to get serious for a moment, we don't know how much time we have to actually live. All the money in the world doesn't mean shit if you're not around to spend it. If we embrace this idea, then the next logical step is to carve out creative time. And I know we all have commitments, we all have responsibilities, but there is time in your day to be creative. And if you don't believe me, take a look at your phone, check the screen time settings, and see how much time you spend on socials, on TikTok, on Netflix, on games. And trust me, that stuff is fun. I do it too. We all need a brain drain, but you can't consume and create at the same time. So what are you willing to give up in order to carve out more time for your creativity? When an aspiring writer or artist would show up at a Comic-Con and ask us at the Man of Action table, how can I get a job in comics? One of the first things we would ask them is, do you draw every day? Do you write every day? And a lot of them were stunned. I can't tell you how many people just their jaw hit the floor at this concept. Every day? But we would say to them, this is what professionals do. Professionals hone their craft every single day. And I will say that over the course of time, experience has made me wiser, and I have rethought this position. In the book Big Magic, Elizabeth Gilbert just totally destroys this work every day advice. And it really shook me when I read it, because she points out that there's a lot of circumstances under which somebody could never approach working every day. They could have medical issues, they could be working multiple jobs. There are a lot of things that would keep somebody who legitimately wanted to create and had the ability to create from creating every day. And if I'm being 100% honest, I don't write every day. I'm not sure that I ever have. What's much more important than working every day is that we figure out honestly what time we can carve out of our week and commit to our art. Can you block out a few hours a couple of nights a week? Can you take 2 hours on Saturday and 2 hours on Sunday? Can you do an hour before work or an hour after everybody goes to bed? What about 15 minutes?
15 minutes? Yo, you tripping, son. Give me that money.
If you allow me to writer-splain for just a sec. Even if you are a hunt and peck typist, in 15 minutes, you can type 1 page of a screenplay. It will not be pretty. It won't be perfect, but you can do it. That means in 3 months, you can write 90 pages. And that's enough to be the first rough draft of a feature-length screenplay. I have completed multiple creative projects while holding down other responsibilities, work, family, etc., just by dedicating 1 hour a day. That's it. And yeah, did it take months? Absolutely. It takes a long time. But you're going to hear me say this a lot. The creative life is a marathon. It is not a sprint. Now, once we pick the schedule that's going to work for us, we must make that time sacred. Nothing can interfere with it. The time you dedicate to your creative work should be distraction-free in the optimal environment for you to pursue your craft. And this doesn't need to be some expensive studio. It could be the corner of the house where you keep your easel, the little work desk, the garage, the coffee shop. When it's time to create, you get your ass to the creating space. If you live in a small place with other people and the best you can do is throw on your headphones and face the corner, fine, that's your space. Combining your sacred creative time with a consistent place tells your brain, when I am here at this time, I make cool stuff. So you've made your commitment to creativity and you have a space for it. That's cool. But what about the rest of the world? Boss, kids, family, friends. With all due respect, screw those guys. Let me put this a nicer way. If you were sick and you had to go to the doctor, you'd make an appointment, you'd show up for the appointment, and you would focus. Would you pick up the phone if the doctor was explaining how to manage your diabetes? No. Would you cancel the appointment because your neighbor needed you to let their dog out? No. Would you let your kids into the exam room so you could help them with their homework as the doctor is showing you x-rays of your lungs? No. As the guy who works from home and has for 25 years, I cannot tell you how many times I have been asked to be the chauffeur, the handyman, the babysitter, the dog walker, etc. for somebody who I love and care about. I like helping people, but that was a mistake. My writing time was important time and I was giving it away to somebody else. Unless somebody's having an actual emergency, whatever they need from you can wait. And I'm sure even hearing this gives you like a little knot in the pit of your stomach, because I know it does for me. We're nice people. We don't want to say no. We want to be helpful. Not during creative time though. We say no in a million tiny ways every single day. If we didn't, we literally couldn't do anything. We would be paralyzed with options. We couldn't go to work. We couldn't take our kids to school. You wouldn't be able to make a sandwich even, because there would always be something else to do. There's always something else to do, especially when you're trying to create and it's hard. So why does it feel so much easier to tell a friend, hey, I can't meet you for lunch because I have to go to my niece's dance recital, than it is to say, hey, I can't meet you for lunch because I gotta practice for my dance recital? Society has trained us to think that our creative pursuits are frivolous, that knot we feel in our stomachs is fear, that somehow by standing up for our creative selves, we're being stupid or silly or irresponsible. It's just not true. And this is the big irony of the world we live in, especially the connected age. The world will literally tell you that you are wasting your time by pursuing your dreams while trying to sell you somebody else's dreams. We are getting pitched constantly new shows, new apps, new games to play that will take away our time. If we don't take our creative time seriously, why should anybody else? I want you to proudly signal to the world that you are making art. Put your creative time on the family calendar. Hang an artist at work sign. Light a candle. Whatever it takes, let the world know you are creating. Somebody somewhere in your life will always have a good excuse for hijacking your time. And you have to learn to ignore them, just for a little while, without guilt. And if someone tries to cut into your time, you just have to tell them, I'm working. Because your art, your pursuits are work. Doesn't matter if you're getting paid. you are doing work. After you've done this a few times, the people who care about you will get the message that you are an artist. And after you finish a few things, because of that time you protected, you'll get the message too. This is your time, your precious, limited time. So what are you going to go make with it?